Okay, I had a question in class about making a nested function within JavaScript, and can you do that? And the answer is yes. So I'm going to make a quick version of this here and just a quick video to show you how that works, right? So I've created a brand new file in brackets. I'm just going to go save as, and I'm just going to save that to the desktop, and I'm going to call it nested function.html. Make sure you put the HTML on the end, and we hit save. We're going to create our HTML file. Every single time. HTML, right. Okay, that'll do. Now, what I'll do is I'll do it with, just so you can show the HTML sort of side of it, I'll do it with a button again. We did it with a button. The last couple of tutorials we've done with a button, so I'll do it with a button. Nested function is my heading on the top of my page. Let's copy that, put it down here in the body, and change that to H1. So that's going to be my actual heading on the page as well. So nested function. Right now, we're going to want to have a script. Right now, let me think about this first. Let's do it a little bit backwards. Let's do where the answer is going to be for our script, right? So I'm going to create a paragraph here, and I'm just going to put, here's the result of clicking the button. And let me think how I'm going to do this. I'm going to put a span in here with an ID, and that ID is going to equal to, let's say we're running our function, so let's just call run it, and let's say currently our run it result is 0, and then after it's been run, that should change. So essentially what we're going to do, we're going to have a little function in here that does a maths problem, and when you click the button, it runs the math problem, which shows the function inside a function running, which then gives you this result on the screen where we've got result, and I've given the result an ID of run it, right? So that way it'll know where to put my result. Okay, now, and we've been doing this in the last couple of videos. I've been doing the same sort of layout, similar layout, where you can have a button that does something on the click, and normally I do it where it runs a function. So I'm going to call this, let's run this the outer function. So this is the outside one, and once you click the button, it actually, it does something. So click me. Okay, so there's my button. So these are the simple bits. None of this is the script, really. This is just the setting up the HTML for it to look like it's going to work. So we're going to have a result. We'll have a heading on the page. We'll have the word result, and it'll have the 0 next to it. It'll have a button underneath it that says click me, and when you click that button, it's going to run the outer function. Now remember, we're talking about a nested function, so a function inside a function. When you click the click me, it's only going to run the outer function, okay? So we better make the outer function. Okay, there it is. There's my outer function. Let's give it some curly brackets and let it do something. So in here, let's do a little bit of maths. Let's get a variable called number, and we'll make that equal to 5. And then let's do number equals number. Oops, lowercase. Number equals number times 2. Okay, so that would get us the result of 10. If we ran just that function exactly as it is right now, that would get us the result of 10. It wouldn't output on the screen yet because we haven't said go to the document and find the run it and change it. We haven't done that yet, but that would actually do the maths. But then let's run the inner function. So this is where we're showing we can have a function inside a function. So let's have function in here, and let's better call this inner function. Give it brackets. Let's give it some curly brackets. And let's give it an argument. let's give it the argument of number. So we're going to pass number into it. Okay, so we're going to work out what the number is here, and it'll be the number 10, and then we're going to have this next function, this inner function, and we're going to pass the number 10 into that inner function. And then let's return number plus 3. Okay, so that's going to be, the result should be number 13, right? So that first set of curly brackets closes for my inner function, and let's say, let's go final result equals inner function brackets number colon. Okay, and then let's say let's go to the document, let's get element by ID, let's find, what element do we want to find? We want to find run it, and then we want to change the text in that run it area. Text content now becomes the final result. I'll explain all of that again in a minute. Semicolon. And then I think that's it. That's all we need to do. Close the script, close the body. Okay, so let's work out how this works. At the start, we've got a heading. The heading should say nested functions. Then we're going to have the word result on the screen with the number 0 next to it, but it's got the ID of run it. It's got this hidden ID that says this result is represented by the word run it. Then we have a button, which if you click the button, on the click of the button, it runs this outer function, and it just has, on the button, it has the words click me. And so if you click the button, it runs this outer function. And the outer function says, okay, get a variable, we'll call it number, and we'll give it the value of 5. And then we're going to say number equals number times 2, which gives us the value of 10. Then we've got this inner function built in down here. It says function, inner function, use number as your argument, and return the number plus 3, which would give you 13, except we haven't run that function. We haven't actually called that at all. We've got it built in, it's there ready to go, but we haven't called it. So to call that function, we're going to say let final result, a new variable, run the inner function. And it's only going to work if I spell it right. Run the inner function, and it's going to run the inner function, which is this one, with the number as the argument that goes in. You can see number is the argument that goes in. And then that's going to produce the final result, which will be 13. Then we're going to say go to the document, find the element that is run it, which we put up here for our result, and change the text to equal whatever's currently in our final result, which we know is 13. So that's it. That should work. So let's just go File, Save. You notice as I went through the program now, I found a few little typing mistakes. That's important, right? Error checking as you go along is pretty important. Right, so let's double click this. I'll bring it over onto the screen so you can see it. There we go. We've got a nested function, result, click me. And the click me came up as 13. There we go, right? So that worked. Now, why have I got nested function? That shouldn't be right. I know why, because up here, I put nested function in a head argument up here. I should have put it not just like that. That should have been inside of a title. So you find all these little mistakes when you rush. Right, so now that nested function there, that word should be in the title. Save that, go back to here, let's hit refresh. So now I've only got one heading, nested function, the result's currently 0. Here's my title up here, and if I hit click me, then you can see the result of 13 worked. So the function inside a function worked. So that's it, it works. There's proof that it works, there's a way showing you how it works. Remember, you have to have one function inside the other function, and then you still need to call the inner function within that. The other thing is that this function is probably not global, right? So you couldn't really call inner function from outside somewhere else. It's probably only a local function inside this function in here. So you probably couldn't call it from outside. That's it.